Hey YouTube, this is Rex.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is...
To Your Eternity episodes
20.
20.
It's the last one for the season, right?
Last one.
Oh boy.
I'm excited and sad.
Yes. So last we left off, we said goodbye to what's left of the Janata Island crew.
Yeah.
And also crazy anime girl in the middle of the sea who's also possessed now.
May or may not be dead.
Almost 100% she'll come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's practically an off-screen death, the way they zoomed out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, now Fushi's gonna finally meet up with Pioran, and I'm guessing if this is gonna be a season break, that means nothing major goes down as soon as he lands, probably. So maybe we'll get a huge time skip in season 2.
Maybe. Or it might just be some, just enough of a setup that we are satisfied, but like prepared, like prepped for next season.
That could happen too.
Yeah. Oh, and we also have Ligard.
Yes, we figured.
I'll do.
Which means, no, probably Ligard will survive. Ligard survived an arrow. He'll be okay.
I'm just curious.
For a while.
I'm just curious what function he's going to fulfill in this group, because the black thing could tell you where the knockers were.
True.
As long as they're on land.
Yeah.
Wherever they emerge. So like, okay, so Ligard's scout ahead, but
Ligard's a compass. He found the island when Fushi was going.
The way I see it is the black coat guy, Master, is not about directing Fushi in the earthly, like where to go and where to train and all that. He's not about that. He just kind of lets it happen. He's about like helping him when he needs to deal with the knockers. But Ligard is there to help direct him in his life journey, basically, and growing. Like, where should he go next? Where's safety? Where's food, etc.
okay.
My bad. Maybe we'll find out in this episode. Guys, remember to hit the like button, remember to hit the subscribe button. Also check out the Patreon in the description to see these episodes a whole week early, as well as the uncut version of these episodes. And also check out the description to see our merch link to our merch store, so you can get cool merch like this. Let's get right into the episode.
Discussion. Yeah, what a finale.
Yeah, his first experience of someone dying of old age. I think that's a nice somber ending.
A nice.
No,
ending?
I mean you know what I mean. It's just the ending that's fitting for To Your Eternity, because it is just a tragically sad
As the rest of the series.
Yes, but this ending of something you can't avoid for humans is death of old age. That he didn't want to think about for Pioran, so he's finally experienced it.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, of all the endings you could have had, I mean, that's probably as good as it gets.
The most peaceful, yeah. And I think is the best that Fushi could have handled. Even though he hates just the idea of her dying, like, of the knockers or danger that he was, partially responsible for getting her into, would just be too much for him.
Yeah.
He would never have a friend again.
Yeah, it's true.
The only way this is a little better is if, like, I don't know, Tanari or someone he knows was around him so that they could like help guide him through the process of grief or something. But yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts on it?
I said.
At least they made it to the place they wanted. It was Sarl 9.
Sarl 9. The Forest of Sarl 9? Sarl 9?
Yes.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was where they were heading off before Janata. And they finally made it. So they were just kind of hanging around the place, just living, basically.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's all she wanted.
Yeah.
So she had a great ending.
She wanted freedom. She didn't want to be constrained by people. So going to a city, getting a castle, that's not really what she wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we started off the episode with Fushi just being a tsundere and didn't want to knit his feelings, so wanted to be there.
Yeah.
So the guy was just taking care of Pioran, but he gave her like 5 P's, like, bro, might as well not have brought anything.
It's true.
Like, listen, this is all I can afford to give you.
Yeah.
But it's 5 of them. And she took her time. She cut it in half.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give her a piece of bread too.
Yeah, and somewhere to sleep.
But why 5 P's?
Maybe that's all that was left in the plate at that. Maybe that wasn't
But
it.
he brought it.
Oh, yes.
He brought it for her.
That's right. I don't know.
Yeah. He previously gave her a bread, apparently.
Yeah.
It's just like, Was that his side of saying like you've overstayed your welcome? This is all we've got left. But now looking at it of how she could survive in a forest on her own, she was kind of just putting up with it. She came.
Yes, she was waiting for Fushi. She was just doing her best to stay in there, but then she eventually left. I think the reason she left was because she saw the fruit. We saw that the fruit disappeared when he came back with the furry stuff, and she knows that's his.
Yeah.
So she's probably like, oh, he's around here and he's avoiding me for some reason. So she's like, let me just start out.
Yeah.
And it worked. He was following.
She also got kidnapped.
Oh, that too.
Well, she probably was also already in the forest though, because she had the horse.
Yeah.
Donkey.
The donkey. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that hug was so heartwarming. She knew immediately it's Fushi.
Yeah.
You just see a random person just skulking around. You're like,
like,
Fushi.
It's definitely him. Yeah.
No, I'm a girl. Like that's not a response to your Fushi.
Yes. I'm a normal human girl.
Don't worry.
With human parts.
Yeah. And we have after that we are surviving in the forest, and they live according to a set of rules that when they know the knockers are coming, they run,
write everything down, and wake up before her just to stay safe. Basically, I like that he's writing things down though, and this new power of just like write it down, rub it on, and burn it, so nobody can ever know.
Forever
journal, yeah. And it's the safest journal ever, right? Only in your body.
Burn after reading.
Literally.
I am curious. Does he need sleep? Like, can't you just walk in and out of a body that was rejuvenated?
That's probably. I think he's just in the human habit of sleeping because he likes that boy's form.
Yeah.
So it's like we see at the end there where he's like a grown man. He wants to stay in that form. So if he changes in and out, he's never gonna grow. Yeah.
But and then with the black thing when he came around, so he had an interesting response. He said, Tonari says you might be a demon or something evil.
And he just pauses.
It's like, that's far removed from us.
Yes.
So that's an interesting response. So I took it to mean I'm beyond that.
Yes.
We don't need to even delve into that conversation. We are something completely different.
Yes, that's how I saw it too. Where it's like we're in a different realm. We don't even relate to that kind of talk of angel and demon. It doesn't make sense in my world kind of thing.
But at the same time, I wonder if the pause there was him considering he himself considers he might be something evil. Like, because he doesn't have a sense of good or evil, some may perceive him as evil, even if he does not consider evil.
It's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking that he might not be, like, he's basically like a function. Like, he's not actually like good or evil. He is just a function, and he's fulfilling a function.
Yeah.
Whether somebody considers that function good or evil is like, he's like, that's not really part of the conversation.
Doesn't matter to him.
Yes. And we also see Fushi is like he knows eventually he's gonna have to face that which he has neglected. So what are your guesses on what he's talking about?
Probably the knockers. Just entirely the knockers.
Maybe. I feel like it's something more like emotionally related, mentally related, like something in human interaction that he's not dealing with. That's how I took it, but it could be wrong.
Like he's been neglecting his mission of growth.
Maybe.
Like intentionally trying to grow, stuff like that. I could see that, because we do see him not change there at the end, and that could be partly just grief, but it also could be him deciding to just try to improve that body as much as he can, or something like that. Like,
I mean, he did get yeeted, and he was fine.
He was completely fine.
Yes.
I mean, he clearly landed in shallow water.
Yes.
I mean, he just got right back out.
Yes. I was thinking, like, maybe he's developed a way, like, I'm trying to think, is there a way where he can kind of, like, do checkpoint save for this body, you know what I mean? Like, instead of when that body suffers a fatal injury that it just dies and restarts, and like he loses all his gains, you know, and he'll have the mental fortitude, but the body just won't respond. So I don't know, like I wish there was a way, like I hope that he discovers a way to kind of save the checkpoint somehow.
Maybe.
Like rub his hand against a tree, and the tree, I don't know.
Drugs. Performance enhancing drugs. Just crack them out.
But we also, should we skip right to the end, or should we talk more about Pioran sadness?
Well, just the one thing I want to talk about before the end is just before she starts going crazy, he sees this nobleness about her, and it was about fulfilling her fulfillment, and he immediately made him think, and that's where he ends up, heading at the end. I think.
Yeah, and I think that's also why she started to slip. Like,
because she was done.
She was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that in real life sometimes when people they do something extremely hard, backbreaking labor their whole life, and when they retire, they die like a year later, like because they've finished the journey as far as they go mentally. So I think Pioran, she's like, her whole life has been searching for meaning. She found meaning in raising this guy, and now this is like her grandchild. So she feel like she's done enough to pass something on to the next generation.
Yeah.
She has nothing left to accomplish or prove to herself. She lived the way she wanted, and going over that in her own mind was enough to be on the alright. It's okay, time to die.
Yeah.
I think Fushi, in order to feel fulfilled, he has to find something that he wants to do that's grand and hard to do, and he hasn't really gotten there.
I think I have a couple ideas. I feel like he's just wants to be safe from the knockers. I don't know that he sees them as the ultimate threat that they are yet. I think he knows they're dangerous, but he feels they're dangerous because of him. Like if anyone's near him. But if he were to understand, no, they're a danger to all of existence right now, then maybe he'll start to build that up in his mind. Speaking of which, he's growing up sense of self, right? So maybe he'll start to build up in his mind that, okay, this is my duty as the immortal. I'm the only one who can, carry this out. Maybe then he'll have that purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, but when you were saying that, if for some reason it reminded me of Yanobe Girl, and we saw her.
Oh yeah,
take another victim.
Definitely kill that man.
Yes, I don't know what to expect from that because now it's been decades.
That was a really buff arm too. It looked more buff than normal. Yeah, I know she's strong, but I've never seen her muscles like that. So I was just pointing that out.
Why would she grab him? Well, she's crazy.
She's crazy. Yeah. He's bringing her food. I guess she's like, I've had all that I need to build my strength. I'm done, and so are you.
We still don't know what happened to Ligard, but yeah, apparently at this point, or at the point before the end, he was 14 years old mentally.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So he is growing in mental capacity. Oh, something else he's learned, which we kind of, threw remarks at it a couple of times, not turning into animals with too little of intelligence.
Yeah.
He's learned that, okay, let's not do that.
Yeah. The master said something similar before where he turned it like to a rock. He's like, you'd have been stuck there if I didn't turn you back into something else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has the master to fall back on, but the master's already said that, because he's kind of implied that he might not be around for too long. Like forever, I mean. Like he's kind of said like you might have to be doing this by yourself, kind of like that. Way earlier he had said that. So we can rely on him to a point.
Yeah.
But then we I'm glad Fushi has learned like okay, certain animals let's not like a leech.
Like he might see him turn into a leech and let him just stay there for a while until he figures it out, just so he learns his own lesson. Because he doesn't want him to rely on him. He wants him to grow on his own.
But he is his ticket to defeat the knockers, so he's gotta. If he knows that this is the end of the road, let's fix it, kind of thing.
Yeah, like they're here. All right, fall back. Or let them.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so the master, I think that outro kind of tells us what he's all about. But he shows the thing in his hand, and then he shows all the memories. That's Fushi gaining all that experience, and then he takes it back. So I think at the end, that's what's going to happen. The master is going to take it back, and that's preserving it.
Maybe you might be right. And
in case I cut it, we watched the intro for the first time and the outro for the first time in this episode.
The outro had the thing where the hand lets go of the pearls, and then we see all the memories, and then at the ending the hand holds the pearl again.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was talking about speaking pearl.
Yes.
We see Pioran.
Yes.
Becomes a pearl.
She becomes a pearl. And before that too, we get a spoiler of the last episode in the intro. Like what the heck? Like who's that girl? Thankfully it wasn't that critical.
Everything else was though.
Yes. I can't believe they put spoilers to the last episode. Usually they do like the first couple of episodes because a lot happens in the first couple.
Everything important.
We can never watch it, the intro. Not even, we have to watch it like after we finish the last episode, and then we watch intro and outro.
It's really funny because we have Hunter x Hunter, which is like a wonderful example of how to do a really good intro that has spoiler elements that watching the intro, if you don't know it, you just won't know it's a spoiler until it happens.
Yeah.
And then we have this where it has straight up scenes of dead characters.
Yes. First
Just
happy, oh, they're gonna be our friends, and then dead.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's how they
has
go.
the character spoilers and the end of the arc.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing they actually did that. I'm wondering if I go back to previous episodes to
It's
cut
all
some
there.
scenes.
It's always there.
They're always there.
It's always there. It's been there.
That's
Always
incredible.
has been.
That's nuts.
Yes, but Pioran was beautiful as a young girl, and she was saying that she'd have all the men if she was a young girl again.
Yeah.
And she was walking away, and then she looks back and remembers, yes, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah, and apparently, what did he say? He's like when she was talking to him in the bed, he was like, I'll come for you before you're taken by paradise.
Yes. So she was about to go into paradise, and then he came for her.
But that leaves me with a question. Why is Gugu and March
not in paradise?
Not in paradise. Why did it seemed like they were going to go to paradise and then they got pulled back into reality?
Yes, all except for the boy.
I think that's what it is. They turned around and they saw someone that needed them and they reached out and they rejected paradise in doing that. And now they're kind of stuck in between.
Which we never got an answer for. They're still there.
Yeah.
The Gugu's just chilling with March.
I think they're just like... So this brings 2 points that I want to bring up. The whole globe thing. Definitely the way we see Pioran go away into the little orb adds credence to the fact that your theory that at the end of Fushi's journey, he just goes back into the orb and it becomes the knowledge or stored thing for the master. Stored. Some sort of... Because he did call it at the very beginning a grand experiment or something like that. Like it was just to go out and see what to see or something like that. But it could have just been him being vague. Anyways, on top of that, Remember. Orb. No, before it was orb.
Her soul gets reworked.
Soul! That's the soul. So
Don't point at me with a pencil in your hand.
like a this. Anyways, so I think that just like that orb can take Pioran into it, it can... Fushi is an orb in human form. He's taking these souls into himself. They are literally in him. So I don't know that, even though they kind of look like they're outside, they're all a part of him. So I remember we brought this up before, like if they were just, I don't know, they're just wandering around on their own, or they're like tied to him. I think they're literally like a part of him, like their souls. So all the ones that have come back anyways, because the Pioran we haven't seen come back because she was far away, I guess. But we only know March and Gugu are definitely there.
And the bear.
And the bear, yes.
We haven't seen the kid, the white-haired kid.
Oh no, because he went away with towards the dog.
I thought you were saying that because they're a part of him.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe they can't. That's a good point.
Well, we even see Uroi, Umpa, and Mia walk off together into
the paradise. They walked away.
He still has their visages.
That's true. I don't know that. I don't know. This is still a working theory. Like if him being able to turn into them is saving their soul into himself, or just like that's like a copy, the mirror, like we talked about, and then those who just turn back, like you were saying, turn away from paradise, those are the ones that end up being stored or stayed there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we can't have it both ways.
I think maybe the people, the Fushi being able to turn into people is just the people who have made the impression and the impact on him. Having the new experiences.
Thinking about the whole, him saying before paradise takes you, makes me wonder if there are gods in this world and there are angels and demons. But him saying we're removed from that is literally we're a separate thing entirely, and he can intercede where he wants. He has a super amount of power, but there are functions at work that are outside of his control, like things going to paradise. Like maybe he couldn't have taken Pioran unless she wanted
asked.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she also had to walk to him and touch the orb. Like,
That's
are there certain
true.
things he can't do?
Right. He didn't just go get her. He's
Yeah.
like, you come in or not?
Yeah, because for a while there, I was like, did she just indirectly just sell her soul and like he can just take her wherever? But she had to go back to him.
Yeah.
So it's completely voluntary.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be interested to learn more about that, like the different entities, because I do wonder, is it, because I still wonder, is it that he is a part of the system or like external to the system, a function external to the system? So you know what I mean, like maybe the system involves demons, angels, and the gods, but then he's an external force that can act upon it but does not intervene unless necessary, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was also wondering, at first my running theory was he was just Earth, like personification. But then there's weird rules. You can't see what the knockers are unless they emerge from the ground. That's the most Earth thing there is, the ground.
Unless they move, right? Because he says he can feel them like crawling under his, there's like things crawling under his skin.
But you can't specifically know exactly where they are until they come out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that line itself also made me feel like, oh, like worms are, then he's an Earth. He feels it walking around. Yeah. I don't know.
So many questions.
In a way, the knockers kind of look like viruses, like floating through the body with all the tentacles and the orb.
Yeah.
That's true.
30 years older.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's he like?
He looks a little crazy. That's what I wrote. A little crazy?
Yeah, he was laughing a little maniacally.
He
Like,
had the eye thing.
Yeah.
When one eye is closed,
yeah.
Doesn't spell good things.
At the same time, it also came off to me as like, ha, I beat it, finally.
That's what
My
I saw
plan
too.
has succeeded.
Maybe.
Because he blew, like he knew it was there and then he blew it up out of the earth or something. That's what I'm thinking. Like he had laid a trap or he's been training, fighting against them or something like that.
There are a bunch of trees folded in on it.
Yes, and it's just like exploded in the middle. I wonder how old he's mentally now, because we know he can physically age, but he aged before and he still only was 14. So
Although there was only a couple years with Gugu in them.
4 years, I know. I'm just wondering, like, how much has he mentally aged?
I like to think, because actually this episode specifically said he seems to have fully developed a sense of self. So before, I don't think he was gaining knowledge, or not gaining knowledge. He wasn't maturing very quickly because he didn't have that fully patterned out. But now that he does, all these years going by, I'd like to think he'd have time to formulate his own thoughts and ideas and realize what he wants to do, and kind of has a personality now. So maybe now I can consider him like 20, 25.
Yeah, at the same time, what's his name? The master was like, there wasn't anything I wanted to say about him until like a couple decades later.
So I had nothing to say to him anymore. Or yeah.
No new developments.
No, because he was saying like there's nothing to report basically for 3 decades. Is that what he said?
He said
Several decades. Yeah. So to me that sounds like there's nothing of like developmental importance to him that has happened, but could something still have happened that isn't important enough for us? Yeah. Yeah.
But the master wouldn't care about stuff like minor changes in personality.
Right. He wants super deep, important changes.
Yeah, whether he got the donkey or not.
Yeah, because he also learned this episode of becoming a caretaker for someone else in Pioran.
Yes.
Which leads to what I was saying earlier, where if in season 2, maybe he has to start taking care of someone else, and he's capable of that.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was To Your Eternity Season 1. And Season 2 is it coming out or is it
It's
out?
already out.
It's already out.
It's like halfway done.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Season 2. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this season. It was super fun.
Yeah.
I hope you cried with us as well.
Better have.
Well, guys, remember to hit the like button, remember to hit the subscribe button, and also check out our Patreon in the description to see these episodes a whole week early, as well as the uncut version of these episodes. And also check out our description to see our merch store link in the description. We will see you in the city.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, bye.
Special thanks to our patrons: Syntax, Tyrone, Deli, and Chima Onia.